The American bison. The American bison is an American species of bison that once roamed North America in vast herds. Bison are often called buffalo, though this term is also used to refer to other bovines. It is one of two extant species of bison, alongside the European bison. Hi everyone, welcome back into my channel. If you are new here, please consider subscribing and give this video a thumbs up. In today's video we are going to learn the history of American bison. Its historical range, by 9000 BC, is described as the Great Bison Belt, a tract of rich grassland that ran from Alaska to the Gulf of Mexico, east to the Atlantic seaboard, nearly to the Atlantic tidewater in some areas, as far north as New York and south to Georgia and, according to some sources, further south to Florida, with sightings in North Carolina near Buffalo Ford on the Catawba River as late as 1750. It nearly became extinct by a combination of commercial hunting and slaughter in the 19th century and introduction of bovine diseases from domestic cattle. With a population in excess of 60 million in the late 18th century, the species was down to just 541 animals by 1889. Recovery efforts expanded in the mid-20th century, with a resurgence to roughly 31,000. Wild bison today, largely restricted to a few national parks and reserves. Through multiple reintroductions, the species is now also freely roaming wild in some regions in the United States, Canada, and Mexico, with it also being introduced to Yakutia in Russia. There are two living species of bison, the American bison and the European bison, and two types of buffalo, the African buffalo, native to Africa, and the water buffalo, native to Asia. Samuel de Champlain applied the term buffalo, buffles in French, to the bison in 1616, published 1619, after seeing skins and a drawing shown to him by members of the Nipissing First Nation, who said they traveled 40 days, from east of Lake Huron, to trade with another nation who hunted the animals. In English usage, the term buffalo dates to 1625 in North America, when the term was first recorded for the American mammal. A bison has a shaggy, long, dark brown winter coat, and a lighter weight, lighter brown summer coat. Male bison are significantly larger and heavier than females. Plain bison are often in the smaller range of sizes, and wood bison in the larger range. Head rump lengths at maximum up to 3.5 meters, 11 feet 6 in, for males and 2.85 meters, 9 feet 4 in, for females long, and the tail adding 30 to 95 centimeters, 1 foot 0 into 3 feet 1 in. Bison are herbivores, grazing on the grasses and sedges of the North American prairies. Their daily schedule involves 2-hour periods of grazing, resting, and cud chewing, then moving to a new location to graze again. Sexually mature young bulls may try to start mating with cows by the age of 2 or 3 years, but if more mature bulls are present, they may not be able to compete until they reach 5 years of age. Bison are members of the tribe Bovini. Genetic evidence from nuclear DNA indicates that the closest living relatives of bison are yaks, with bison being nested within the genus Bos, rendering Bos without including bison paraphyletic. The mitochondrial DNA of European bison is more closely related to that of domestic cattle and aurochs, which is either suggested to be the result of incomplete lineage sorting or ancient introgression. Bison first appeared in Asia during the early Pleistocene, around 2.6 million years ago. The first appearance of bison in North America is considered to define the regional Rancho-Labrian faunal stage, due to its major impact on the ecology of the continent. Although they are superficially similar, the American and European bison exhibit a number of physical and behavioral differences. Adult American bison are slightly heavier on average because of their less rangy build, and have shorter legs, which render them slightly shorter at the shoulder. American bison live in river valleys, and on prairies and plains. Typical habitat is open or semi-open grasslands, as well as sagebrush, semi-arid lands, and scrublands. Some lightly wooded areas are also known historically to have supported bison. Bison also graze in hilly or mountainous areas where the slopes are not steep. Though not particularly known as high-altitude animals, bison in the Yellowstone Park bison herd are frequently found at elevations above 2,400 meters, 8,000 feet, and the Henry Mountains bison herd is found on the plains around the Henry Mountains, Utah, as well as in mountain valleys of the Henry Mountains to an altitude of 3,000 meters, 10,000 feet. Those in Yukon, Canada, typically summer in alpine plateaus above treeline. Bison are migratory and herd migrations can be directional as well as altitudinal in some areas. Bison have usual daily movements between foraging sites during the summer. Female bison live in maternal herds which include other females and their offspring. Male offspring leave their maternal herd when around 3 years old and either live alone or join other males in bachelor herds. Male and female herds usually do not mingle until the breeding season, which can occur from July through September. Bison have a life expectancy around 15 years in the wild and up to 25 years in captivity. However, males and females from a hunted population also subject to wolf predation in northern Canada have been reported to live to 22 and 25 years of age, respectively. Bison have been observed to display homosexual behaviors, males much more so than females. In the case of males, it is unlikely to be related to dominance, but rather to social bonding or gaining sexual experience. Bison mate in late spring and summer in more open plain areas. During fall and winter, bison tend to gather in more wooded areas. During this time, bison partake in horning behaviors. They rub their horns against trees, young saplings, and even utility poles. Aromatic trees like cedars and pines seem to be preferred. Horning appears to be associated with insect defense, as it occurs most often in the fall when the insect population is at its highest. Cedar and pines emit an aroma after bison horn them, and this seems to be used as a deterrent for insects. Bison are among the most dangerous animals encountered by visitors to the various North American national parks and will attack humans if provoked. They appear slow because of their lethargic movements but can easily outrun humans. Bison have been observed running as fast as 65 to 70 km per hour, 40 to 45 miles per hour, between 1980 and 1999. More than 3 times as many people in Yellowstone National Park were injured by bison than by bears. Bison are increasingly raised for meat, hide, wool, and dairy products. The majority of American bison in the world are raised for human consumption or fur clothing. Bison meat is generally considered to taste very similar to beef, but is lower in fat and cholesterol, yet higher in protein than beef. 15 facts about bison. Number 1. Bison are the largest mammal in North America. Male bison, called bulls, weigh up to 2,000 pounds and stand 6 feet tall, while females, called cows, weigh up to 1,000 pounds and reach a height of 4 to 5 feet. Bison calves weigh 30 to 70 pounds at birth. Number 2. Since the late 19th century, the Department of the Interior has been the primary national conservation steward of the bison. Public lands managed by Interior support 17 bison herds, or approximately 10,000 bison, in 12 states, including Alaska. Number 3. What's the difference between bison and buffalo? While bison and buffalo are used interchangeably, in North America the scientific name is bison. Actually, it's bison, genus, bison, species, bison, subspecies, bison, but only saying it once is fine. Historians believe that the term buffalo grew from the French word for beef, boeuf. Number 4. Yellowstone National Park is the only place in the U.S. where bison have continuously lived since prehistoric times. What makes Yellowstone's bison so special is that they're the pure descendants, free of cattle genes, of early bison that roamed our country's grasslands. As of July 2015, Yellowstone's bison population was estimated at 4,900, making it the largest bison population on public lands. Number 5. What's a red dog? It's a baby bison. Bison calves tend to be born from late March through May and are orange-red in color, earning them the nickname red dogs. After a few months, their hair starts to change to dark brown and their characteristic shoulder hump and horns begin to grow. Number 6. The history of bison and Native Americans are intertwined. Bison have been integral to tribal culture, providing them with food, clothing, fuel, tools, shelter and spiritual value. Established in 1992, the Intertribal Buffalo Council works with the National Park Service to transfer bison from national park lands to tribal lands. Number 7. You can judge a bison's mood by its tail. When it hangs down and switches naturally, the bison is usually calm. If the tail is standing straight up, watch out. It may be ready to charge. No matter what a bison's tail is doing, remember that they are unpredictable and can charge at any moment. Every year, there are regrettable accidents caused by people getting too close to these massive animals. It's great to love the bison, but love them from a distance. Number 8. Twin Cave National Park's herd helped revive bison populations around the country. The story starts in 1905 with the formation of the American Bison Society and a breeding program at the New York City Zoo, today, the Bronx Zoo. By 1913, the American Bison Society had enough bison to restore a free-ranging bison herd. Working with Interior, they donated 14 bison to Wind Cave National Park in South Dakota. More than 100 years later, the bison from Wind Cave have helped re-establishing other herds across the United States and most recently in Mexico. Number 9. Bison may be big, but they're also fast. They can run up to 35 miles per hour. Plus, they're extremely agile. Bison can spin around quickly, jump high fences and are strong swimmers. Number 10. Pass the salad, please. Bison primarily eat grasses, weeds and leafy plants, typically foraging for 9 to 11 hours a day. That's where the bison's large protruding shoulder hump comes in handy during the winter. It allows them to swing their heads from side to side to clear snow, especially for creating foraging patches. Number 11. From hunter to conservationist, Teddy Roosevelt helped save bison from extinction. In 1883, Teddy Roosevelt traveled to the Dakota Territory to hunt bison. After spending a few years in the West, Roosevelt returned to New York with a new outlook on life. He paved the way for the conservation movement, and in 1905, formed the American Bison Society with William Hornaday to save the disappearing bison. Today bison live in all 50 states, including Native American lands, wildlife refuges, national parks and private lands. Number 12. Bison can live up to 20 years old. The average lifespan for a bison is 10 to 20 years, but some live to be older. Cows begin breeding at the age of 2 and only have one baby at a time. For males, the prime breeding age is 6 to 10 years. Number 13. A little dirt won't hurt. Called wallowing, bison roll in the dirt to deter biting flies and help shed fur. Male bison also wallow during mating season to leave behind their scent and display their strength.